Surrender, the Velvet Sea. The planet Leal was a beautiful planet with hidden and protected treasures. The planet was only 20% land, and the rest draped with a purple ocean. The land that was there inhabited with beautiful towns flowing with happy people. Many civilizations sought out the planet Leal's riches, and one day some did succeed. Leal was violently invaded. Soldiers lined every corner of each of the towns. A boy and his brother were cornered and forced to evacuate their planet. They were forced to leave and landed on a new planet to live on. Years have passed, and the young boy is now a troubled teenager. Lewis is that grown-up little boy with not much to do on the planet Oro that him and his brother Dirk now live on. He seeks out abandoned buildings, since many reside on this planet. One day, he breaks into an old building that turns out to be an abandoned library. The walls are tall and only cascade with few books, despite the capacity that could store books. Lewis wanders and comes up upon a book labeled Leal, his home planet. Curious, he picks it up. Lewis knows so little because of being forced to leave his home so young. He passes through pages upon pages to find out that Leal is home to massive amounts of treasure. The soldiers, he thinks to himself. He reads on more to see that only a native to Leal can access this treasure. Lewis is absolutely shocked. There's no way the soldiers have been able to find this treasure. Lewis rushes home to talk to Dirk. Dirk is not fond of the idea at first. The safety of his brother is the most important thing to him because of what had happened to them. The brothers go back and forth. We could get out of this sinkhole of a planet. Buy ours back, anything. Anything is better than here, Lewis says. Dirk sits quietly for a moment, pondering, and then his eyes lit up. Only if I can go with you. Lewis opens his mouth to speak, but stops. He's not happy with the idea, but can't deny this of his brother. He went through the same thing, being violently forced out of their home. Reluctantly, Lewis agrees. We must prepare. We're going to be space pirates, kiddo. Reluctantly, Lewis and Dirk hire a cheap crew, but because the crew is cheap, they need to be extra careful and quiet about the details of their expedition. It's a 2-day space-time expedition, so they get comfortable, but not too comfortable. On the last evening of the expedition, Lewis is wandering the boat. He hears some of the crew whispering. They know what the brothers are planning, and they don't want any of them to find the treasure. They want to keep it for themselves. Lewis runs to tell Dirk what he just heard. The two decide to escape on one of the boat's escape pods. They run to the escape pods, open the hatch, and release. Luckily, the escape pod boats have a good enough miniature motor to get them just past the atmosphere of their home planet, since luckily the pirate ship was just above the planet. They land safely on the Velvet Sea that is their home. The boys celebrate, but not for long, because they realize that their motor is now broken because of their landing on the ocean. They resort to paddling the boat together, and after hours and hours of paddling, Lewis starts to hear singing. You're losing it, Dirk says. No, I swear it's there. Lewis points to where he hears it from, and the boys change the path of their boat. The singing gets louder and louder. There is singing, Dirk says. I told you, Lewis banters back. The boys go until the singing is practically ringing in their ears. Suddenly, Lewis is singing words he's never heard before. The strange voices, too. And as this progresses, the Velvet Sea begins to part. And in the peak of it, there is a large door. Lewis and Dirk hop off of the boat and go towards it. They open the door, and it's a dark tunnel, dimly lit by a bioluminescence. The brothers wander the tunnel until suddenly they come across a much, much bigger room than either of them have ever seen before. In the middle and almost glowing is a large mountain of gold and jewels. The brothers are speechless, but after processing what they have found, they cheer loudly and hold each other. There's so much treasure. They are rich. The two make it back to the land of the planet Leal with as many bags of gold as they could carry. They find a ship to take back and load it up with all of the gold. Sadly, by this point, Leal had been abandoned, so they take the ship and leave for a new planet to call home. The boys find a new planet to reside. They buy a home, new clothing, and food, because they'll never have to starve again. Lewis decides to learn more about Leal's history and seek out what truly happened to his planet. The brothers are able to live comfortably now, but the greatest thing they have is now their strengthened bond.